I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Ahmed Attaf, Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad of Algeria.
شكرا معالي الرئيسة.
Thank you, Madam President. I would also like to thank the Secretary General for his briefing based on the current situation in the brotherly country of Lebanon, which once again is facing flagrant Israeli aggression, brutal aggression, and hateful aggression. It is ugly, it is serious, it is as bad as the aggression imposed on the people of Gaza. This is a part and parcel of the policy of escalation adopted as an approach by the colonizing Israeli occupying power. It uses it as a deliberate strategy on more than one front, in more than one site, and elsewhere in the Middle East. In point of fact, this occupation is not satisfied simply with the war of genocide against the Palestinian people in Gaza and in the West Bank. This occupation is provoking crisis after crisis, and day after day it is attempting to impose its criminality and its power in Yemen, in Syria, in Iran, and currently in Lebanon, throughout the entire region. To our Lebanese brothers, we extend our full solidarity, our support, given this abominable and hateful Israeli aggression. We all need to condemn it quite clearly. Here in the Council as well, we must reject this occupation, and urgent action is required to bring it to an end and bring the perpetrators, call upon the perpetrators to be accountable for their actions. Lebanon is facing an attack on its sovereignty. Its security is undermined. The same is true of its stability. All the elements of the crime have come together now in accordance with Israeli occupation, as they have done in Gaza. They're doing the same in Lebanon. This is a crime against peace. It's a crime of aggression, a crime against humanity, a crime of war, a genocide. In other words, it is an attempt to change Lebanon and to make it into a new Gaza. What the Lebanese people are suffering and the Palestinian people are suffering today, and with them all of the states and countries of the region, what they are suffering represents a loss of peace for all of these peoples, a loss of their property, because our Council has been unable to shoulder its responsibilities to put an end to the ongoing genocide in Gaza, and because the spillover had already begun in Gaza before then being extended and taking over the entire region. That is the price that all of these people are paying. They're paying with their lives, with their property, because our Council has not been able to put an end to this Israeli occupation and to hold Israel responsible because of the lack of responsibility and impunity, have given a green light, enabling them to extend Israel to extend its circle of crime and extend the scope of its crime. In conclusion, all of these people are paying the price with their lives, with their property, because our Council has not been able to call upon Israel to put an end to its occupation and to call upon it to acknowledge peace and ensure stability in the neighboring region. This occupation has shown that Israel is convinced, both in deed and in words, that its security resides in denying the neighbor of their security. The Council must recognize that peace and stability in the Middle East cannot be held hostage to the capricious whims of the Israeli neighbor, which is forging its own destiny as it sees fit. Israeli occupation has shown that it does not believe in peace and does not want peace, and that it considers itself to be an exception to everything that unites us here under the auspices of this organization to follow norms and rules. And therefore, Algeria would underscore the fact that the action needed to put an end to this escalation is the very least that we should expect from this Council today, not tomorrow. The Middle East needs the united efforts of everyone more than ever to avoid the horrors of a general war, which is just on the horizon. Similarly, we would underscore the fact that these efforts towards de-escalation should be deemed a priority in order to put an end once and for all to the hell which the Palestinian people are suffering in Gaza. These same efforts should also be focused on the aggressor and not the aggressed, that is, on the Israeli occupation and not on Palestinians or Lebanese or other states of the region which have been impacted by Israeli crimes of all kinds and sorts. And these countries have had enough of the authority and the arrogance of this Israeli occupation. We remain firmly convinced that a return to peace and security and stability in the Middle East will stem from the ability of this Council to overcome the obstacles it faces and to be able to impose full respect, comprehensive respect for Lebanon, its territorial integrity, its sovereignty, and it also depends on the capacity of this Council to implement the resolutions adopted to ensure a ceasefire in Gaza and to put an end to systematic Israeli escalation in the region, put an end to the occupation of Arab territories by Israel to create and to put an end to this crisis by ensuring a Palestinian state.